What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to talk about the 5 most important aspects of playing wide receiver. Let's get started. All right, guys, so the first thing we're going to talk about is body control and pad level, okay? I want to include this first because I think this is one of the most important things that ties into your route running, ties into your releases, and being an overall explosive receiver, okay? So body control, what I mean by that is being able to change direction fast because I'm in a good pad level position and I have control of my body, and that's what makes me change direction, okay? So now how do I develop that? When you develop body control, we got to have a strong core, we got to have nice loose hips, but we got to be able to explode, okay? Now body control comes into 2 aspects. When I'm coming off the line of scrimmage and I'm working a release, I need to have enough body control to make sure I'm in this explosive position, because I see a lot of people go like this when they come up off the line, right? I want to make sure I'm in this explosive position. So when you work all these drills that I give you on this channel, we got to make sure that I'm always in an explosive position, okay? Now how it ties into the top of the route is when I come into the top of the route, I don't want to be able to not get into this position because my core isn't strong, I don't have enough balance, maybe my hips aren't loose enough, so I end up drifting. Like I gotta run a curl and I'll be here and I'll drift upfield because I'm not getting low enough with my body and I'm not dropping my hips, right? That's how you work body control. Now, how do you develop that? You work drills where it's focused on you changing direction fast, right? I don't want to work drills where I got 6 cones and I just go back and forth, working quick feet around the cone. That's not helping you in a game time scenario, right? You're just working the drills to work the drills just to get a nice little workout in. I want to work these drills so it's a game time atmosphere. You have drills where you're running 20 yards and you just got to snap down and drop right on a dime. Work your body control. That's the #1 most important aspect of the wide receiver position. All right, guys, so the next thing we're going to talk about is your hands, okay? This is why I think this is one of the most important aspects of playing the receiver position, is because you got to be able to finish the play, right? You could have the greatest routes in the world. We just talked about body control. You could have great body control and everything that comes into it, but if you can't finish the play, if I'm a quarterback, I'm not giving you the ball because I don't trust your hands. You know what I mean? You could have guys all day long that could just dog people downfield and just run 50 yards open every single time, right? But if they can't finish the play, why would I give you the ball? I know you're going to drop it, okay? So how do I improve my hands, right? It's one thing to just say your hands need to get better, but how do you improve it? Your grip strength, right? If you don't have somebody to throw you, I recommend catching 100 footballs every day, right? And I know a lot of other people recommend that as well. That's something that you could do, but here's the thing about that. Maybe you don't always have a quarterback to throw you a ball. What do I do instead? You work grip strength, right? This is what a lot of people do. They say, oh, I don't have a quarterback, and they don't do anything. Okay, then your hands don't get any better. You got to do stuff on your own. They call it the lonely work, right? So I got to work grip strength. Maybe you get a tennis ball, you bounce it off a wall and you work on your tracking ability, okay? Just do something every day to improve your hands. That's how you get your catching ability much better. All right, guys, I think this is one of the most underrated aspects of the wide receiver position. It's your football IQ. We got to be a second quarterback on the field as a receiver, okay? I can't come up to the line and just think I'm going to go run a route. No great NFL player is just running routes out there, and that's what a lot of people think. They think I just do all these cone drills, and I have no idea how to apply it, and then I'm going to be good. I'll be fine just because I did the drills, right? No, if you don't know when to apply the certain releases, you don't know when to apply moves at the top of the route, you don't know how to attack leverage, you don't know how to attack certain coverages, right? You're not going to know when to use it, and then you're never going to use it, right? All of the drill work is just pointless if you don't have a high football IQ and you're not on the same page as your quarterback, okay? So if you need help with that, check out that link in the description where I break down NFL defenses specifically for receivers and quarterbacks to get on the same page, how you guys can understand coverage so you can structure your own routes into beating. You can use all the moves that I teach, how you can structure those into a defensive situation, how to use those against corners, against safeties, against linebackers. Hope to get you guys signed up. All right, guys, so the next thing I want to talk about is route running, okay? But the main thing about route running that I want to talk about is how to sell vertical and how to change up the tempo on your route, okay? So now, when I'm running a route, off the game, this is how I'd like to start it, and this is how I teach my guys to start it, and then we talk about tempo later. But everything that we do, and this comes into body control, like the very first point that I talked about, I want to be selling vertical, okay? Because everything's a fade until it's not, right? I never want to come off the line, and this is what I mean by when I come up into a route, I ease up into it. I bring my pad level up, and then I make my break, right? No, I want to be able to run full speed in and out of the break. That's what I want to be able to do. Now, I said I was going to talk about tempo, right? When I'm talking about tempo is when a DB starts maybe getting a feel for you. We're in like the second, third quarter, he starts getting your speed, right? He starts getting that reaction time. He's starting to react a little bit better. Like we're running a curl, we're coming full speed, we're in and out of this thing fast. He's maybe getting a little bit better of a break on the ball now, right? So let's say I'm running a fade, right? And he's good in his back pedal, he's starting to get comfortable. I come off and I kind of change the pace and then I kick up into second gear, okay? So that's a way that you can kind of screw with the DB's mind and kind of screw with him throughout the game, is changing up the speed of the route, okay? I get that question a lot. When should I change up the speed of my route? It should come a little bit later in the game, or you could reverse it. You could reverse it to where you come out with a little bit of a changed tempo, and then later in the game, you start kicking up into second gear, okay? Anything to get that reaction. We want to keep that DB always on his toes. All right, guys, so the last thing I want to talk about today is off the line of scrimmage. We're going to talk about releases and how not to be afraid of contact, okay? So this is what a lot of people do. A lot of people are afraid of contact. They'll come off the line here, and then when a DB decides to get hands, here, they'll back up. They're afraid of contact, right? I want to initiate the contact. I want to go up and I want to be physical. I want to have enough, you know what I mean? And again, just it comes with a pad level thing too. And I know smaller guys, this is kind of different for them because you might be going up against a bigger DB, a bigger linebacker. So we're not always just going to run into this guy and just screw ourselves over, right? That's when we understand range. But if we're evenly matched, right? And we know this DB might be physical, we got to always go forward. We can't be afraid of contact. If I have a plan with my hands, and if I could be here, like let's say this DB's here and he's trying to punch, right? And I hit his arm. And if I get this arm off of him into a position where he doesn't have hands, and I'm trying to take this outside release or this inside release right here, his hips lock because we got his hands off. So he's gonna be forced to open up, and then by that time, I'm already up into the route, and I have to restack him. So we can't be afraid of contact. And how we work that is when we come off the line, we focus on not taking this back step. We're focused on always going forward, having a plan with my hands. I gotta have a plan off the line, but I can't make it too complicated. I gotta have my feet working with my hands, and it just comes from repetition, guys. That's what you gotta do off the line of scrimmage. We cannot be afraid of contact. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And again, if you're a receiver and you want to improve your football IQ, you want to know when to put all these things into action, when to use moves at the top of the route, when to improve your releases. Check out that link in the description, and please leave any questions in the comments. I will make sure to get back to you. I'll see you guys next time.